So a bit of a quick video today. Well, I say quick, I tend to ramble, so it might end up being another marathon one. But anyway, here goes. So I want to say thank you to Helena, who gave me this idea. She wrote a comment on my wall today and actually said she'd like this video. So this one is for you and for anyone else that finds this interesting. So today we're going to be talking about tattoos, and some of you will have watched my interviews with tattoo artists including Kat Von D, Hannah Snowden, Grace Neutral, Army James, Mo Copoletta, etc. Mega Massacre as well. So you'll know that I have an interest in tattoos. You may also notice that I don't appear to have any tattoos. So I think a lot of people are curious as to why and my thoughts about tattoos in general. So I'm fascinated by tattoos. I always have been. When I grew up I loved the transfers. I had a Teenage Mutant Hero Turtle transfer that I particularly liked, and on my first girls' holidays I'd always make sure I got a henna tattoo. So I've always had an interest on art that finds itself on the body. A lot of my friends growing up, when you were still relatively young and probably shouldn't have been getting tattoos, were getting little tattoos like butterflies, floral things, and I wasn't that person. So I reached 20 something, I still didn't have any tattoos, and at that point in my life I was doing a lot of beauty writing, and I got offered a treatment to write a review about, and this was makeup tattooing. So I was invited down to this quite renowned tattoo permanent makeup place in London, and to get a free eyeliner done. Now this is a very expensive treatment, so I was like, yes, great, definitely, I want to do that. I wear eyeliner most days. It'd be great to wake up and for it to be already there, done. Because you know, it's a bit horrible when you wake up, particularly with your boy there, and you just feel like you look like a corpse basically. So I thought, that's great, it'll give me more confidence and save time. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Unfortunately, I had it done and it didn't go to plan. I don't think it was the fault of the place at all, but I tend to react to everything. I've got lots of allergies, I've got extremely sensitive skin, and during the process I could feel it was extremely painful, but I thought, okay, needles in your eyelids, it's going to be painful. But it really stung, and then I could tell from the person that was doing it, from their face and the things they were saying, that, you know, it wasn't how it should be, it wasn't going to plan, something had gone wrong. And for a while after the treatment they wouldn't let me look in the mirror, and they tried to like calm me down. They're like, oh, it's just a bit of bruising, sure, it'll be fine. So I went home, but the bruising was pretty bad. 2 really red, bruised, purpley eyes, which lasted for a little while. And unfortunately, when the swelling and the bruising had gone down, I could see that it wasn't that great a job. The ink had bled, and it wasn't a nice, defined, even line. It was a bit squiffy, and it had bleeded into the skin. So yeah, it did go to plan. I think this is a good point to say, with any procedure, any treatment, anything that is something you wouldn't normally do to your body on an everyday basis, there is risk involved. You can go to the best place in the world, they can do everything correct, but you never know how your body's going to react to something that is new to it, something that's alien. So unfortunately I was one of the minority that it didn't go right for. But I want to say, these places that do permanent makeup tattoos, the good ones are really good. They're really good artists, and they do great work because they give people who have perhaps lost nipples due to mastectomies, they can paint on new nipples for them. Those that have suffered hair loss due to alopecia or cancer treatment, they can give the illusion of hair like in the eyebrows or even on the scalp or wherever they want it. People that have suffered all sorts of disfigurements or have deformities, they can do some amazing stuff. So I want to say that even though it didn't work for me, they do incredible things for a lot of people and help people with their confidence and just getting them back to the person they want to be. So after that, as you can imagine, my thoughts about getting another tattoo were pretty much finished. I just thought, if that happened, do I want to risk that in another place on my body, a larger space, getting infected or reacting badly? Do I want to risk it? Is it worth the risk? And I decided that for me at the moment it isn't worth the risk. With all the stresses of life and the other ailments that I deal with, I thought I don't need to put myself in a position where I might have something else that might go wrong. So that is why I don't have a tattoo at the moment. There is also another thing that stops me, and that is that I come from quite a traditional family. My parents, I don't want to say that they're old-fashioned, but some of their ideas about what is attractive and what is beautiful, kind of, I'll just say that they're different to mine. I'll often show them pictures of some beautiful women with incredible artwork on their body, and they'll just be like, no, I don't like it, she's ruined herself, that sort of thing. Each to their own, everyone can have their own opinion, but my belief is that, you know, it's your body and it's kind of your canvas. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Obviously don't write anything horrible on it, but in their eyes they just don't think I should do it, plain and simple. And I think because in the last few years, in particular, obviously my whole life, but in the last few years they've really helped me out through some awful stuff, and this is their retirement age. They should be, you know, lording it up in their house on their own, and they have me still living here because I can't afford to move out and my situation doesn't allow me to move out. And so I'm just so grateful for them to have put a roof over my head and look out for me. That kind of out of respect as well, that I'm not doing that right now. I'm not getting a tattoo because I feel like it's not a thank you to them, but also just to kind of, I don't want to rock that boat needlessly. They've done so much for me, and yeah, it just doesn't feel right to do that knowing how against it they are. That said, if I was giving anyone else advice on this, I'd say, like I said earlier, it's your body, your canvas, do what you like, do what makes you happy. But for me, the right thing to do feels like not to get it done right now. I'm also generally a worrier by nature. I worry about everything, I overthink everything. So I've never actually come up with a design or anything that I have felt comfortable putting on my body permanently. I'm not one of those spontaneous people that just goes, oh, what the hell, I'm going to do it, mark this day, this amazing day, or try and remember this moment with this art form on my skin. It's just not who I am, but I do envy those people that, you know, have that spontaneity to just go, let's go into that tattoo shop, let's pick something out and put it on. Because those are the sort of people, they generally don't regret it because that's just their life. They like to look back and think, oh, that was that wacky day we did that, or that's the day I was hanging out with her and she was great. We may not be friends now, but that was a wicked day, whatever. So I think, like everything, it's very much each their own. You've got to do what fits your way of thinking, your personality, your life. Another thing I think is so important about getting tattoos is that you're getting tattoos for the right reason. And I think some of my interviews with Hannah and Grace, I think this was kind of broached a little bit, that, you know, when you're young in particular, you're just so desperate to fit in. And I don't mean fit in the conventional ideas of the word, but some people are desperate even to fit in with the alternative groups, or fit in with a particular scene, or even the people that are considered the outcasts. Just everyone wants to fit in somewhere. And I think sometimes people think, I've got to dress, you know, alternative, edgy, I've got to get tattoos and piercings to be part of that group. And while I totally understand that, I think that can be dangerous, because you never know how you're going to evolve and change as you get older. And I think it's more important just to find out what is genuinely you, what is the person that you're meant to be, and not concern yourself about fitting in with what you think you want to be, or the group you think you want to be a part of. Try and work out, you know, what is genuinely you and what way you want to show that through the way you dress or look. Because when I was speaking to Grace about her modifications, it wasn't about, you know, looking different particularly, or trying to, I don't shock or be part of a certain group. It just felt right for her. It felt like what she was meant to look like and what she was meant to have, and that's the key thing. Over the years I've faced quite a lot of prejudice because I'm someone with long blonde hair. I don't have tattoos, I don't have piercings. Sometimes I dress things that are considered quite mainstream, and people often say, I don't believe you like rock, or how come you like rock then, or I don't think you'd like this band, or that sort of comment. And it's weird when you think about it, because the fact that I don't look like a large chunk of the people at the gigs and festivals and stuff, surely that means actually I am more alternative, which is an interesting thing to ponder. And this is another thing I've chatted about with all the tattoo artists I've sat down with, and that is the fact that tattoos now aren't alternative. They are extremely common. In fact, I think the last stat I read, it was 1 in 3 people have tattoos. So if you're getting a tattoo because you want to be different or you want to look alternative, you're not actually going to achieve that anymore. I don't know how you guys feel about that, whether that is annoying that it's not alternative anymore and that everyone's getting it, or whether you think it's good that tattoos are kind of more mainstream and therefore more acceptable and people aren't judged as much for having them. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about that. Now, if I was going to get a tattoo, it would probably be a black ink style one. They're the ones I tend to be drawn to the most. I don't know why. I don't think like a really vibrant one would suit me, generally just thinking about what I wear and things like that. I think a black kind of almost quite elegant one, and it may be influenced by a film. I love my films. Something kind of probably a bit hippie, a bit maybe romantic, something darkly romantic, I imagine, a bit emo at times. I'm not saying I'll never get a tattoo, but at the moment I don't, apart from my eyelids. But hopefully one day when the time's right and I've come up with that thing that I really want to look down at and it will make me feel great when I see it. I find them extremely attractive to look at though, so thumbs up for those getting tattoos. Make the world a nicer place to look at from my point of view. So if you have any other questions about me and tattoos, my opinions on tattoos, feel free to comment below. I'd love to see your tattoos as well, so tweet me a picture or tag me in a picture on Instagram. I'd love to see your tattoo work as well. If there's any other tattoo artists you'd like me to talk to about their craft, then let me know as well, because I really love talking to them. They're usually really interesting people and anything arty is right up my street. So thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if this was okay. Yeah, lots of love. Bye.